talk about the basics of some type animation. So I'm going to start with the horizontal type tool. And I'm just going to type drop in. And once we get the type made, you can see we have our basic transformation on the entire layer. So our fundamental opacity and rotation, etc. But we may want to give more control and actually animate the words, or letters or phrases. So you can see that the text animator has an animate option here. So if I go here and just say I want to animate position, this is where they're going to end up, and you can see that that position setting is set here. So now if I move this up above the composition visibility, now we have the range selector that we can use. And you can see right now that at this position there are 0 letters selected, and then as I select them they drop down individually. So that means all of them are selected. Now we could animate from the back. So if you wanted the letters to drop in a different way, we can do that as well. I typically like to work with the offset more, but you can do whatever you choose. But what we get with the offset is the ability to set a keyframe, and then we can set an additional keyframe here with 100. So you can see now each letter form drops in on its own. Now we have other controls there. You can see that the percentage, so that's 50% of the letters. And if we look at this, this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus a space. So that's where we get. So 50% offset should give us about 3 letter forms, maybe 3.5 with that extra space. But you can see how that range selector selects each one of those letters. Now that's done by percentage. We can also do it by index, which gives the number of characters. So you can see that I've got 7 characters because it's including the space. So that can work as well. Now we could also do it by words. So you'll notice this will drop the words in. You can also do it by lines. We could do characters excluding the spaces, so that way it doesn't calculate that extra space. So you can see the 50% now is three letters. So that's kind of how that works. We have advanced options here if we wanted to ramp up or ramp down. So you can see ramp up, they come in that way, ramp down comes in the opposite. It gives it a little bit more movement. You can see the problem that happens though is when our offset is at 0, we're having a lot of these letters come in too quick. So we can set that to a -100, and that will give us full control over those. And then we also have easing in and out. So you can set those so they come in a little bit more dynamically. So those are some options there. We could also turn on the random order and then just create a value there if we wanted. And they'll just kind of come in as you want. So there's a lot of different options there. Now let's say we wanted to add additional animator to this. We could also animate the opacity. So the opacity starts at 0. So you can see I've set those as well, so you get the opacity animated as well. So you have a lot of options of adding additional properties to that. So that's the basics of the type animator.